Charges of felony aggravated robbery have been dropped against Dominique Hatfield, and he's been cleared of all wrongdoing with the law. But that hasn't been enough for the junior cornerback to be reinstated on the Utah football team. I asked Kyle Whttingham at Pac-12 Media Days about the status of Hatfield and the chances of him getting back on the field this fall.
What are the chances that Dominique Hatfield sees the field this season?
Well, he's still dismissed from the football team, and there's been no change in that status right now. And as I said, the issue that was resolved is part of the equation, but not the entire equation.
What does he have to do to get back on the team? Is you set any parameters for that, and are you hopeful that it could happen?
Oh, I hope it would happen. Yeah, I mean, he's a good kid. Made a bad decision. Well, I guess he didn't make a bad decision. It's over. You know, he was exonerated, but was in a bad predicament there for a minute. But he's got some things that need to be cleared up beyond that, and he's working towards that end, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Well, last year, Kyle Whttingham had to answer questions about his uncertain job status. Well, after a 9-win season and a new extension, the conversation has changed dramatically. With a lot of talent returning, including Heisman candidate Devontae Booker, the Utes believe they can take the next step in the challenging Pac-12 South.
Stadium expansion. You referenced it earlier this week with other media. What's the timetable? What can you say about that?
Well, I guess I opened a can of worms with that. I didn't know it was such a hot topic. In my opinion, and that's the first thing I'll say, in my opinion, as supportive as our fans have been and as much of a demand as there are on tickets, at some point in time, the finances will match up. The dollars spent to expand versus what it will reap. The trend in the country is to downsize. You know, not many people are expanding anymore. Typically when people redo a stadium, they shrink it a little bit. You know, there are some exceptions, the SEC, but everybody else is more of on a downsizing. And so, and that's a decision that will come probably at the presidential level. You know, I'm not making that decision. Like I said, with the support we've gotten, if we continue to put an entertaining product on the field, I would guess at some point it'll make sense to do it financially. But up until that point, there's things, you know, amenities in the stadium, you know, scoreboard in the south end zone, or a new replay board, you know, a sound system. I mean, there's other things we can do in the meantime while that's on the horizon. What we need to do is try to build on last year. That's the objective this year. Is, you know, we made progress last year, but we need to continue in that direction, continue to build.
And in the South, you can finish 5th, but still end up in the top 25 with 9 wins. It's brutal, and it's not going to be any different this year.
It doesn't appear to be. Yeah, there's good balance in the South. You know, it's just so competitive every week. Every week you better be ready to play. And you're right. You know, last year at year's end, 5 of the 6 were in the top 25. So we'll see what happens.
Devontae Booker, the beast, into the open field.
Devontae Booker, 2,000 yards a possibility. Is that something that's realistic for him? What are your goals for him, and how important is he to your football team's success?
Well, very much so. 2,000 yards is, you know, I think there was you know, several backs last year that attained that. Maybe not several, but certainly some. The offense runs through Devontae. He's the focal point. And really what's going to be as key as anything for him and for us in the running game is getting the throwing game going. We got to stretch defenses out, loosen them up more. And if we're not more efficient in the throw game than we have been in the last few years, it's going to be tough sledding for Devontae. And so we need to make a concerted effort, which we will, to get the throw game in order. So it will, like I said, loosen up things for the running game.
You've been here 20 years. You've seen some great backs at Utah. Where does he rank among some of the best?
He's right up there amongst the top, and we'll see. You know, after this year, he may end up being the top guy. Who knows? We've had, you know, Jamal Anderson, Mike Anderson, Juan Johnson, John White. I mean, there's been a lot of good backs come through here. Quinton Ganther. So he's in some pretty good company. But we'll see what kind of year he has. We don't want to get too far ahead of things. We just know that we've got a great weapon in him, and hopefully we can keep him healthy throughout the year.
What impact will Aaron Roderick's promotion to offensive coordinator have on Travis Wilson and his ability to throw the football and help you win football?
Well, we hope it'll have a positive impact. I mean, Aaron is very good in the passing game. He's very good with offense in general. But he's got a great relationship with Travis. Now, Travis is going to have to hold off Kendall Thompson in fall camp. I mean, that's not a given. It's Travis's job to lose, and he's coming in as the number 1. But Kendall, who is not able to do much in spring ball, he'll be ready to go and give him everything he can.
John Peace, defensive coordinator. I talked to the players. They rave about him.
It's been really good so far, and John Peace is a guy that has more energy and excitement to his personality than guys half his age. I mean, he loves football. He loves coaching. He's got a great rapport with the players. Instant credibility. They respect him for what he's done in his career.
Where would you rank your front seven in the Pac-12 and in the country?
Well, it's tough to say in the country because I haven't seen everybody's, but in the Pac-12 we're right up, either at the top or near the top. Last year we led the league and the nation in sacks, and we did lose Nate Orchard, which is a big hit, but we got just about everybody else back, and that's been a strong suit of ours for many, many years, and we expect that to continue.
You fans, tune in to KSL 5 Saturday at 6 p.m. Our Sports Beat college football previews continue with the Utah Utes. Can they contend in the Pac-12 South? What has to happen for Devontae Booker to rush for 2,000 yards? And what do other coaches and players in the Pac-12 think of the Utes? You can find out Saturday. Former Utah quarterback and radio analyst Frank Dolce will bring his insider perspective.
All right.